They terminated me for performance deficiencies, so I quietly signed all 31 pages and left. At 2:13 a.m., their counsel called panicking. "You executed everything?" I said yes. He asked about appendices. Section 7C requires PIP documentation. I counted 0. Your move. I had been at that company for 11 years. Not 11 years of showing up and collecting a paycheck. 11 years of building something. When I started, the operations department had no standardized processes, no documentation, no accountability structure. I spent my first 2 years creating order from scratch. I wrote their entire internal policy manual, every procedure, every escalation path, every compliance requirement, the same manual that outlined exactly what had to happen before a company could terminate someone for performance reasons. A 90-day PIP, written warnings with signatures from both parties. All documentation attached to the separation agreement at the time of signing, not after. At the time of. None of that happened. They called me into a conference room on a Friday at 4:45, told me my performance no longer met company standards, and slid a manila envelope across the table. The HR director wouldn't make eye contact. The VP of operations, who had been at the company for 8 months, stared at his phone. I asked what specific deficiencies they were referring to. He said the details were in my file. I asked to see my file. He said that wasn't necessary for this conversation. I picked up the envelope and told them I needed time to review the documents. They said I could take as long as I needed, so I did. I sat in that conference room for 41 minutes reading every single page. Because 6 months earlier, my old manager had taken me to lunch and warned me. He said the new VP was already building a list. Anyone making over 200,000 was getting looked at. The company had missed revenue targets 2 quarters in a row. My old manager left 3 weeks after that lunch. He saw what was coming and got out clean. That night, I went home and read every policy document I could find on the company intranet. I printed section 7C and kept a copy in my car. Not because I was planning anything, just because I believe in knowing the rules of the game you're playing. So when I got to page 11 of that separation agreement and saw the clause requiring attached PIP documentation for any performance-based termination, I knew exactly what to look for. I flipped through the rest of the packet slowly, page by page. No appendix, no documentation, no prior written warnings, just a severance offer and a stack of signature lines. I signed every single one. I initialed every page, signed every line, and slid the packet back across the table without a word. The HR director looked relieved. The VP thanked me for being professional. I picked up my bag, my mug, and the photo from my desk, and I walked out. I got home at 6:30, made dinner, poured a glass of wine. At 7:51 p.m., I scanned all 31 pages and emailed the complete signed document to my personal account with the subject line, "Copy for records." Then I went to bed. At 2:13 a.m., my phone lit up with a number I didn't recognize. Area code from out of state, where their legal center was based. I let it ring 4 times. The man on the other end introduced himself as outside counsel. His voice had that tension people get when they've been awake for hours dealing with a problem they didn't expect. He asked me to confirm whether I had fully executed the separation agreement. I told him I had signed exactly what HR presented to me. Every page, every line. He paused, then he asked about the appendices. I told him there were no appendices. Another pause. Longer. I could hear background noise. Other voices. People moving around a room at 2 in the morning because something had gone very wrong. He said the agreement should have included performance documentation per company policy and asked if I would be willing to review revised paperwork. I asked him what kind of procedural oversight results in a 31-page legal document missing its required attachments. He didn't have an answer. I told him I had scanned and transmitted the completed document to my personal records at 7:51 the previous evening. The line went very quiet. The call lasted 4 minutes. His last sentence was that the company would like to schedule a meeting Monday morning to discuss revised documentation. Revised, after I'd already signed, after they had accepted my signature and processed my termination, after I had transmitted a time-stamped copy to my own records. I forwarded everything to my attorney at 2:19 a.m. with one line in the body. "They're already trying to fix it. Call me in the morning." He called at 7:15. He asked me one question. "Did you write the operations manual that contains section 7C?" I told him I had. He was quiet for a second. Then he said, "This is going to be a very good Monday."